So, good morning to everyone. My name is Hussein, and today we will be seeing part 6 of chapter 2, which is biological classification. Under part 6, we will be seeing the second part of kingdom mycota of fungi, which is the classification of fungi. Under this topic, we will study the classification and about the various groups present in kingdom fungi. So let us start with the classification of kingdom fungi. Based on the morphology of the mycelium, mode of spore formation and fruiting bodies, fungi are classified as four classes. Number one is Phycomycetes, number two is Ascomycetes, number three is Basidiomycetes, and number four is Deuteromycetes. Based on morphology of mycelium, meaning whether the mycelium is septate or aseptate. Based on the mode of spore formation, whether the spores are formed exogenously or endogenously, or whether the spores are formed on specialized fruiting bodies, and what are the different types of fruiting bodies. Based on that, the classification has been done. Okay, so let us go to the first group or the first class of kingdom fungi, which is Phycomycetes. Okay, these are generally considered as lower fungi, and they are present in aquatic habitats and also on decaying wood in moist and damp places, or as obligate parasites on plants. So they can be saprophytic as well as parasitic. The mycelium here is aseptate. What does aseptate means? That there is no cross walls in the mycelium, and just because there are no cross walls between the cells are in continuity, meaning that it behaves like a single cell. So a single cell has many nuclei. Such a condition is called as cenocytic. Okay, and the hyphae or the mycelium is called as cenocytic mycelium. So a very important point under Phycomycetes is that the mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic. Examples of Phycomycetes include your mucor, rhizopus. Rhizopus is nothing but your bread mold, and albugo candida, right? Next comes the reproduction in Phycomycetes. So Phycomycetes undergo sexual as well as asexual reproduction. Under asexual reproduction, there are two types of spores formed. Number one is zoospores, which are motile spores, and number two is aplanospores, which are non-motile spores. Both of these spores are asexual spores, and they are formed in sporangium. So they are endogenously formed spores. Under sexual reproduction, there are two types of sexual reproduction seen. Number one is gametangial contact, and the other one is planogametic copulation. Okay, so gametangial contact is nothing but two mycelium come close to each other and form a protruding called as gametangia. The gametangia forms the progametangia, which forms into one single spore called as zygospore. So the speciality of the zygospore is that it is formed exogenously, and inside the zygospore there are many other small zygospores produced. So it is formed exogenously as well as endogenously. Alright, and the second type of sexual reproduction seen in Phycomycetes is planogametic copulation, which is nothing but fusion of gametes. Now, based on whether the gametes are similar or dissimilar, it can be divided into three types. Number one is isogamous type. Isogamous type of copulation means that both the gametes are similar in shape and size, and both of them are motile. Anisogamous means they are both dissimilar in shape and size, but both of them are motile. Whereas oogamous means that one is small and motile, the other one is big and non-motile. Generally, the male is small and motile, and the female is large and non-motile. Such type of sexual reproduction is called as oogamous type of sexual reproduction. Okay, going to the next class, which is Ascomycetes. They are also known as sac fungi because of the shape of their fruiting body, which is called as ascocarp, which is in the shape of a sac. Okay, so it is a very major group of fungi which consists of both unicellular as well as multicellular fungi. Example of unicellular fungi is yeast, and example of multicellular fungi are many. In this case, it is penicillium. Mycelium here is branched as well as septate. These have a variety of habitat in the form of saprophytic, decomposers, parasitic, and even coprophilous. Coprophilous means those which grow on dung. Sexual reproduction in Ascomycetes follows asexual reproduction in the form of conidia or conidiospores, which are exogenously produced spores. You can see in the diagram that they are not produced in any sac-like structure. They are produced just outside the mycelium. There are two types of conidiospores which are formed. One which is called as unbranched conidia, and the other one is called as branched conidia. Examples of these are very important. Examples of unbranched conidia include aspergillus, and examples of branched conidia include penicillium. Okay, once these spores or conidia are released, they just fall on the particular substrate and they germinate to form new mycelium or new plant body. Yes, sexual reproduction, Ascomycetes is special in this case because it showcases all types of sexual reproduction. There are four types of sexual reproduction in fungi, and all types of sexual reproduction Ascomycetes can showcase. But majorly, it forms ascospores. The sexual spores of Ascomycetes include ascospores, which are endogenously produced in sac-like structures called as asci or ascus for singular. These asci can be arranged one besides the other in and covered with a different shaped body. Okay, such bodies in which these asci are arranged is called as fruiting bodies, and the body in this case is called as ascocarp, meaning a fruit which has ascus inside. Okay, there are different shapes of ascocarp as shown in the diagram. Now let us look into the examples of Ascomycetes. There are various examples. You have Aspergillus, Claviceps, and Neurospora. Neurospora is important in such that it is widely studied in biochemical as well as genetic work. We also have edible mushrooms here. In this case, they are morels and truffles, which are generally used as delicacies. Okay, which are very expensive as well. Next group is Basidiomycetes, which are also called as club fungi because their fruiting body, the basidiocarp, looks like a club, like a stick with which I'm gonna hit someone. Okay, these include mushroom, bracket fungi, and even pump They grow in soil, on logs, tree stumps, and in living plant bodies as parasites. Some examples of parasitic fungi are rust and smut. The scientific name of rust is Puccinia, whereas the scientific name of smut is Ustinago. Mycelium here in Basidiomycetes is branched and septate, as shown in the diagram. Let us look into the reproduction. Basidiomycetes are a very choosy class. They do not reproduce asexually, but vegetative propagation can be seen in the form of fragmentation. Sex organs are absent in Basidiomycetes, but what happens is the two mycelium of different strains, they come and fuse to form one single mycelium, which is called as secondary mycelium, or it is also called as dikaryon. This dikaryon, as the name suggests, has two nuclei inside it, which is yet to be fused. So these dikaryon, the mushroom which we eat on a regular basis, has cells which have two nuclei, which are dikaryotic phase. Okay, so the resultant structure is dikaryotic, and it gives rise to basidium, which is the fruiting body of the Basidiomycetes. The entire body, the entire mushroom is forming the basidiocarp on which basidium is seen, and each basidium gives rise to four spores called as basidiospores with the help of meiosis. Okay, so as we can see, these basidiospores are not formed inside a closed sac-like structure, but they are formed exogenously, and hence basidiospores are considered as exogenous spores. Coming to the three steps in sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction in fungi follows three steps. We have the plasmogamy, we have the karyogamy, and we have meiosis. So here, after the plasmogamy, the karyogamy and meiosis occur in the basidium, producing four basidiospores exogenously, as discussed in the previous slide. Basidia are arranged in fruiting bodies called as basidiocarp. As I said, the fruiting body of the Basidiomycetes is called as basidiocarps. Examples for Basidiomycetes include your agaricus, which is your mushroom. We have Ustilago, which is smut, and rust for Puccinia, which are parasitic fungi. Deuteromyces is the final class of fungi, kingdom fungi, and they are generally called as imperfect fungi because only asexual reproduction is seen in this fungi. Sexual phases are absent. So if and when the sexual phase of the fungi is discovered, it is either placed in the Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes because they have all the characters similar to Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes except the sexual reproduction part. Okay. it is also possible that the asexual part, asexual or the vegetative state of this of one particular fungi in Deuteromycetes is kept in Deuteromycetes, whereas the sexual phase might have not been synchronized with the asexual phase and might not have been discovered, and it would have been classified in Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. So there are instances where a particular fungi is placed in more than one class. The asexual form is placed in Deuteromycetes, whereas the sexual form is placed in Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. So Deuteromycetes reproduced by asexual spores called as conidium. Mycelium is similar to Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes, which is septate and branched. Some are saprophytes or parasites. Majority of them are decomposers of litter, and since they decompose litter, they help in mineral cycling as well. Important examples of Deuteromycetes include Alternaria, Politotrichum, and Trichoderma. So with this, we finish all 4 classes of kingdom fungi, and in the next class, we will see all those groups which are not classified into any kingdom. With this, I complete my class today. This is me, Hussein. Thank you and have a nice day.